We all know Eevee, right? A bundle of fluff that can evolve into a variety of cute and lovable forms. I've actually been planning on posting this video since before I posted my first video, so if my art style seems a little different, this is why. Also, a quick note, I'm a little sick at the time of recording, so please bear with any mic quality issues, thank you. For the longest time, I couldn't stop thinking about what if I gave these evolutions a whole new style, something fresh, and even a little unexpected. While I'm not Pokemon's #1 fan, I definitely know someone who is. So I've decided to challenge myself. Can I redesign evolutions in a way that feels accurate to the sprites that we've seen from previous games and series? So grab your Pokeballs and let's go catch some Pokemon. Starting this off, when you think of Fire-type Pokemon, what comes to mind? Fierce Pokemon like Charizard or Arcanine? While these types of Pokemon have a battle-ready look, Flareon definitely stands out compared to the rest. Despite evolutions becoming more bold, Flareon sits on the cuter side compared to the fierce fire beasts. And while it can be good for trainers like me who love the cuter side of Pokemon, people tend to overlook this Pokemon's power stats. While Flareon has to be one of the most iconic and recognizable Pokemon out there, they're part of the Eeveelution lineup, how could they not be? If you ask a majority of Pokemon fans to rank their favourite evolutions, Flareon tends to land dead last, and honestly that really blows my mind. When I was originally designing this character, I didn't know what I wanted to do with her design. She's already such a classic character, super fluffy with the perfect colour palette to match her, so I knew I didn't want to stray too far from her original design, because those traits are what make her so iconic. But at the same time, I wanted to try something new. So I started by creating a silhouette that would stand out, like, guess that Pokemon. While I've seen other creators take this design into a different direction, giving her more tomboyish features, which I do love, I wanted to challenge myself by designing something I haven't seen many people do. I wanted to capture a side that I still believe is true to the character, but also something that might surprise you. When working on a little mood board, I was thinking about the themes that would complement her design. At first, I was feeling an 80s look with some big puffy hair, grungy elements, and bold makeup. However, that's when I had the idea of Flareon as a Garu, which feels like a complete opposite of my initial idea, but trust me on this vision. If you're not familiar with the term Garu, it's a Japanese fashion subculture that's all about standing out. Think big hair, bold makeup, bright eye-catching colours, and an overall fun and carefree vibe. It can be cute, it can be stylish, but it's known to be over the top, which is something I feel fits with Flareon, especially thinking about them as more of a rebellious character. Garu is known to be all about self-expression and confidence. I knew I wanted to do some more research before I just went out on the first idea basis, so I looked into more of their substyles, where I took inspiration from Yamamba and Mamba, which focuses on more of their tropical styles, along with Hime Garu, which is known for their princess-like aesthetic. With these ideas in mind, I wanted to keep her main traits while emphasizing more of the sharper features from Garu traits. One way I did this was by giving her big expressive eyes followed by her bold makeup, which is obvious but also fitting. Her fur is also styled into a huge puffy-like tail that defies gravity because why not? I've also decided to add a fur shrug and a garter for extra flair, keeping the overall vibe stylish and simple. Did you know Flareon's fur has a functional purpose? It releases heat into the air so that its body does not get excessively hot, while their body temperature rises up to a maximum of 1650 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've got a keen eye, you might have noticed I've given Flareon along with the upcoming evolutions some very casual outfits, but this is because after the next two parts of this release, I would love to take this a step further and give them some magical Garu redesigns, but with my own twist. But for now, you'll have to bear with their casual looks with a little hidden detail. Hopefully you'll notice in each evolution design they have their own type's icons subtly hidden in their outfits. I feel like Flareon's is obvious. It's her hair clip. I'd love to use these jewelry pieces the same way as Markelous Ladybug does, but something tied into their abilities, transformations, or even a whole storyline. It's just an idea for now, but let me know in the comments if this is something you want to see. Now, I won't go too crazy on the magical girl side just yet, but trust me, it'll be in the works. After many months looking back on the designs, while I love the softer shades I use, I wish I leaned more into Flareon's original deeper red tones. One more thing I'm happy about is how I managed to give her a distinct look with her hair. If I were to redesign this look now, I would definitely give her some more accessories, and maybe even give her dress and patterns for an over-the-top look. I even asked a few friends for their thoughts, and here's what they had to say.
So in my opinion, this redesign is so good. I especially love like the leg warmers with matching the main colours for Flareon. I love the icon on the belt representing Flareon's type. The hair and the outfit matching with Flareon's original colour scheme. Just perfect in my opinion. It just gives the energy of this like strong-willed character, which often is represented with fire half the time anyway. It just shows a good design. I can instantly look at it and I can see Flareon.
Next up, I've decided to put Eevee's design into this video. Known for being playful and a little shy, some are rough around the edges while others are more gentle and cute. Every Eevee has its own personality, and I wanted to capture this in her human redesign. Being known as one of the most unique and beloved Pokemon in the franchise, known for its incredible adaptability and wide range of evolutions, first introduced in Pokemon Red and Blue, Eevee quickly gained popularity due to its ability to evolve into multiple different forms, each representing a different elemental type. This makes Eevee stand out as one of the most versatile Pokemon, appealing to fans who love variety and customization in their teams. Unlike Pikachu, who serves as a franchise mascot, Eevee has had a more subtle rise to fame. While it wasn't always in the spotlight, its popularity has grown significantly over the years, leading to its starring role in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and even becoming a secondary mascot to the series. Its adorable design, fox-like features, and big expressive eyes makes it a fan favourite, especially among those who love cute Pokemon. For my take on this character, I wanted to focus on Eevee being around 18, possibly finishing college and representing the journey of self-discovery, which I feel is like a lot of teenagers trying to figure out who they still want to be. I see Eevee as someone who is experimenting constantly with her looks and hobbies, trying to find what feels right. What I feel truly sets Eevee apart is their potential, embodying the themes of growth and transformation, resonating with players who see themselves in the Pokemon, unsure of what they'll become but full of endless possibilities, whether it's competitive battling, collecting, or simply enjoying the charm of this fluffy Pokemon. For my design, I instantly clicked with the idea of her being inspired from the scene aesthetic, while also appreciating neutral tones. To keep Eevee's signature tail incorporated, I gave her two-toned hair, her bangs reflecting the lighter fur colour. As a small detail, I added a charm shape like Eevee's tail on her shorts, tying everything together. When putting my mood board together, it was a mix of scene, muck bling, Y2K, and modern grunge aesthetics. Looking at this, I see a reflection of myself. I was always someone who was unsure of who I was, but also what I wanted to look like. And since then, I've constantly been experimenting with my styles. I envision this Eevee as a trendsetter, constantly trying out new styles, hobbies, and skills until she finds the one that truly clicks. Fun fact, ever since the very first Pokemon games, Eevee has stood out for its unique evolutionary traits. It was the first Pokemon with branched evolutions and with 8 distinct forms, 5 more than any other Pokemon, remaining the most evolutionary diverse species in the series. What makes Eevee truly special isn't just the number of evolutions, but the variety of ways they occur. Each new evolution introduces a fresh evolution method, ranging from elemental stones to time-based evolutions, friendship levels, location-specific conditions, and even move-based triggers. Over time, some of these methods have evolved themselves. Moss and ice rocks were replaced by leaf and ice stones in Pokemon Swords and Shields. Eevee's adaptability is credited to its unique genetic code, allowing it to evolve based on its surroundings. If I were to give you guys a sneak peek into her magical girl side, I would say I'd love for her to be an adaptive fighter, the jack-of-all-trades type, with her having a weapon that would adapt to her style, obviously not as powerful as the others, but still very handy to have around. When comparing my design to the original, I do think it's obvious who this character is. Even if it's a whole new character, Eevee's signature brown fur is reflected in the brown tone palette of the outfit. The leg warmers with pom-poms mimic Eevee's small fluffy paws, while the fur-lined jacket reinforces her soft cozy appearance. My choice to keep this simple selection of jewelry I feel lets you know that she's willing to experiment with her appearance, even if she doesn't wear them forever. She loves to try new things out, whether it's cooking or hiking. I feel she is stylish with her natural charm, but not too flashy. Let's see what some of my friends have to say about this redesign.
Okay, so I must say, I do fuck with the brown color palette. It's so heavy, warm, earthy tones, and low-key, the fringe so mysterious, and it's given like foxtail, like Eevee, like peak. It's so, the hat is given Pokemon trainer, like it's so Pokemon coded. Yeah.
Lastly, I wanted to reimagine my favourite evolution, Sylveon. This fairy type is what I think is the most iconic variation. I would be lying if I said she wasn't in my top 3 Pokemon. There's something elegant about her design that makes her stand out, and I knew I wanted to do my best for this design. Unlike the other evolutions, I do think I had a lot more personal connection to this design, basing her on my own interests instead of necessarily looking at it from another perspective. I wanted to embrace her playful spirit, as I originally saw her as an influencer who loves being in the spotlight, sharing her colourful personality with the world. Like her fairy type trait, she's all about spreading joy and positivity. I can envision her performing on stage, maybe as an idol or showcasing her different looks to her followers, constantly experimenting with bold outfits. I could see her wardrobe being full of fun pastel colours, sparkly accessories, and eye-catching details that would express her love of fashion and creativity. I can also see her designing her own outfits. The iconic ribbons from Sylveon's designs would definitely be incorporated into every outfit she has, either as a part of her accessories or styled into her hair, giving her the signature graceful touch. While originally coming up with this character's ideas, I know I wanted her colours to be a main focal point along with the overdramatic appearance. One of the first things that came to mind was giving her a beautiful dress covered in ribbons. I wanted to make sure they were incorporated in a way that felt both graceful and stylish. I've decided to keep her signature bow around her neck as it's such an iconic part of her look. I ended up adding extra ribbons into her leg warmers. For the dress, I imagined something long and flowy that added some dramatic flair when she moves. I could see this trail being detachable, so Sylveon can adapt her outfits depending on the occasion. Whether she's on stage performing or just hanging out with friends, the removable trail would allow more flexibility, giving her the option to transform her look to fit different moods or activities. My mood board for Sylveon was filled with pastel colours and a Sailor Moon vibe, which inspired me to reimagine the evolutions as magical girls. When thinking about Sylveon's personality, I imagined her to be a bit shy compared to the other evolutions, which might be surprising given her role as an influencer or idol, what makes me think this is how she evolves in the games. Acquiring a strong bond of friendship and knowledge of a fairy type move. To me, that suggests she thrives on deep connections, even if she's a bit reserved at first. Fun fact, although Sylveon may appear to be a weaker opponent due to its cute appearance, it is a force in battle. As a fairy type Pokemon, it holds a strong advantage over Dragon, Dark, and even fighting type Pokemon. With its high special stat, Sylveon is one of the top special attackers, making it a powerful and versatile ally in any battle. With her magical girl side in mind, I could see her as a mage, a trait I believe that would show her true potential. As a mage, Sylveon would excel in a supporting role and enhancing her allies with powerful buffs, debuffing enemies, and using her signature fairy type moves to heal and protect her team. But I also believe she would have some powerful attack moves, but this is obviously still to be worked on. Her magic would be rooted in grace with ribbon-like movements that she could shield her teammates with or restore their health, using her abilities to create a safe and supportive environment for her team to thrive in. Sylveon's role would be that of a nurturing, powerful figure whose abilities revolve around connection and healing, much like the bond they share in the game with their trainers. Looking at my redesign next to the original design, I'm happy with how she turned out, keeping all the main features allowing you to identify her. However, if I did have a chance to revisit this design, I would love to step out my comfort zone and explore a more dramatic outfit for her, which is what I'll be doing in the Magical Girl version. Now, I'm excited to see what my friends think about this redesign.
That is so fucking cool. I love that so much. It gives me like Demon Slayer love Hashira vibes, if you've seen that, but I love it. Really, really, that's awesome. I fucking love it. That's so sick.
You can clearly see that the character is supposed to be Sylveon. I don't know a lot of Pokemon, I don't know much about Pokemon, but I can still see that. The asymmetry of the cape is really cool, as well as like little tiny bits of the design, like the tied up part on the left hand side and stuff. It gives a sort of androgynous vibe, even though it's quite femme presenting clothing. The fled leg warmers look quite cool. I like how the hair mirrors the original design. I think all in all you can tell that it's supposed to be Sylveon, which I think is, the main point. But yeah, it's cool.
And there you have it, 3 evolutions I've reimagined in my style. I've had so much fun pushing these designs into a new direction. I apologise this video didn't come out sooner and might be a lot more smaller than my other videos I've been releasing recently. Let me know in the comments which is your favourite and if there's an evolution you'd like to see me redraw next. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. If this video gets 15 likes, I'll have another part ready for you. Also, I'm currently working on part 2 of my Squid Game OCs video. I highly recommend you check out if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!